Back in America's playground, Game 6 to close out the day here on day one of the Big 3 season. It's the Aliens and Ghost Ballers from Orleans Arena. 5 games down in our 6-pack. Let's take a look. Power opening the day with the win over the enemies. Katina Mobley with the big performance. Triplets, Trilogy, Three-Headed Monsters all victorious, and the Ball Hogs behind 22 from Leandro Barbosa, winning here on opening day. And welcome back inside Orleans Arena at Cohen. Avery Johnson, 5 down, 1 more left here on the marathon opening day. We've got a good one here between the Aliens, Rick Mahorn, Ghost Ballers led by the Iceman, George Gervin.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a really solid game this last game here. I just love the energy from all of our teams that they've displayed throughout the Big Three's games today, and it's just been fun to watch. It's fun to see the fans in the building, the kids all having fun, the entertainment. We acknowledge, everybody around here. I just love the marketing. Yeah. The partnerships, the players giving it, they're all on the floor. The 4-point shooting. The physicality, we have it all here at the Big 3.
Oh, you love it all, and a guy who could certainly knock down the 4-point shot, score from everywhere. Ricky Davis back with the Ghost Ballers.
Yeah, Ricky Davis, veteran. You know, he's dangerous. He's got the mid-range shot. He's very competitive on the defensive end. He's crafty. He knows when to go to the offensive glass. Just fun to watch.
Roster breakdown here for the Ghost Ballers, led by Ricky Davis. Mike Taylor is back. Love the athleticism for the native of Milwaukee, and coached by the Iceman. Avery's numbers retired by the Spurs, but so is the Hall of Famer, George Gervin, entering Springfield in 1996, a 9-time NBA All-Star. On the other side, the Aliens expansion club in 2019. Greg Oden, Avery back, but as the captain here for the Aliens.
Yeah, what an honor for him, to be the captain. Here's a guy that was the 9th overall pick in the 2019 Big 3 draft, and had a limited season career in the NBA because of multiple injuries, but he's out here, he's playing, he's ready to go. You have a chance to visit with him at the hotel. He's really passionate about the game, and he's not going to back down from anybody, and he's a go-to guy in the post.
Now, the baddest bad boy of them all, Rick Mahorn, former coach of the Enemies, and before that with Trilogy, is now back with a new team leading the Aliens. 3 different teams. He's been the head coach in the 4 years of the Big 3.
Yeah, and this is 2017 Big 3 Coach of the Year. He got the Trilogy, during that inaugural season, and it's good to have Rick back. And as we said, 10 of our 12 coaches are back.
Awesome.
That says a lot about the relationship and the respect that they have for the Big 3 and, Ice Cube in the league, and wanting to coach and help these players continue to thrive at this stage of their careers.
Every key rules which have been mainstays in the Big 3. First team to 50 wins, no game clock, and of course, the 4-point shot. 3 circles, each 30 feet away. If any part of a player's foot is touching the 4-point circle and they make that shot, it is worth 4 points. Three's Company made 3 against the Ball Hogs last game that nearly brought them back, but the Ball Hogs secure the win here on opening day.
And as the season wears on with the Big 3, we'll see how many of those 4-point shots that they get moving forward. Because you're going to scout, teams watch film. They'll have a chance to have some video where they can watch it the night before the game or early in the game, and it's a lot of pride. These guys take pride in playing in the Big 3.
2 words, Joe Johnson. When it comes to the 4-point circle, as big as any. All right, Greg Oden, former #1 pick in 2007, gearing up for this one. Ghost Ballers will start Mike Taylor, Ricky Davis, and Chris Johnson. Aliens with Brown, Brandon Rush, Greg Oden, and this core 3 group is back. The amazing thing is Andre Owens, not the captain anymore for the Aliens, but they drafted him, so you have 4 players back for Greg Oden's club, and they added Ronaldo Balkman. You have 2 really good rim protectors in Oden and the former NBA player in Balkman.
Yeah, definitely. Balkman is a guy that's a really good defender. You know, he's been around the block a little bit, so he's not going to be afraid of the stage here, this big stage on the Big Three.
Mike Taylor, nifty start for the Ghost Ballers. Shannon Brown, the drive, the switch. Never hit the rim, but Johnson clears it. Taylor on the switch against Oden. Johnson out of a double. Taylor from straight on. Nails it to beat the 14. And Taylor with the first 5 for the Ghost Ballers.
I don't think you'll see one player in the Big Three that plays with the energy and the passion as Taylor. Mike Taylor's so much fun to watch.
Oden to the basket. Wow, the big stuff to get the Aliens on the board.
And you saw not only the dunk, the growl on his face. This guy means business.
Went for the steal and foul Johnson, but that early in the game came out of nowhere.
Yeah, Oden really punctuated this move with a dunk in the face of Johnson. We'll see if Johnson backs up in that situation. What type of adjustment he's going to make.
Live and learn. Denied. Oden inside.
Oden could have gotten called for his second foul on that play.
Shannon Brown. Taylor with the takeaway. Brown. That's going to be a great matchup between Brown and Mike Taylor.
Yeah, power against speed. Taylor to speed, power by Brown.
Brown all up on him. Taylor goes by him and scores. Will it count? Did it come before the shot clock expired? It did. Rush, quick release. Davis for a rolling Johnson and the foul. Greg Oden.
Now we'll see what type of adjustments, the Ghost Ballers make in that situation. Nice roll by Johnson, but he can also pick and pop and force Oden in the longer closeouts or force, the Aliens to rotate.
Avery, Chris Johnson was the second pick in the Big Three draft in 2019. Began that year with the triplets and traded to the Ghost Ballers in the Jamario Moon deal. Rush, step back. Oden. Davis got in there. It's going to stay with the Aliens. Close of the day. Final game of 6 as Shannon Brown drills it. Aliens back within 3. Ed Cohen, Avery Johnson, John Sally, and our Big Three crew here on Triller. Nice roll and the finish. Chris Johnson, emphatic.
And I think overall the strategy with, the Ghost Ballers, they want to put Greg Oden in as many defensive situations as they can. So now, it could be a dribble handoff, pick and roll, but they're really going to try to attack that matchup with Johnson against Oden.
That was smooth. Chris Johnson with the jumper, and we fit 13-6 Ghost Ballers, and a timeout here from Las Vegas. Good start for George Gervin's team.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be about the adjustments. Does Rick Mahone sub Greg Oden out? What adjustments are they going to make on the pick and roll?
Every player here at the Big Three, especially in the combine, they're trying to catch their ticket to the Bahamas.
Work to do for Rick Mahorn and the Aliens. A 7-point lead for the Ghost Ballers here in Las Vegas.
My name is Michael Hunter. You know, it's like every cell in my body says that I'm a fighter. Somebody that just pushes to win every day.
One false move, you're gonna.
What it means to me to be heavyweight champion of the world is something very significant to me, my family. Just to bring it back home, and I have a great chance on doing this.
This ain't for the leases.
It's only a matter of time.
Sneakers, put her on the blacklist. I'm like.
If one more label try to stop me, it's gonna be some dreadhead. It's in your lobby. You don't want no problem with me. You don't want no problem with me. Just another day at the pick up all the mail. They gon' channel riding through the streets, they be like they go. You don't want no problem.
First half here in Vegas, Ghost Ballers up on the Aliens 13-6. Let's go back to 1989. The Detroit Pistons. Here's number 22, John Sally, and number 44, Rick Mahorn. And a championship, the first of 2 in a row for the Bad Boys. Let's go to the latest version, John Sally with the baddest bad boy of them all.
Everybody got to know this is my OG. This is the only person I'm still afraid of. But it looks like you're doing a great job. I see Odin being very, very, very aggressive.
Well, we ain't doing a great job. We did 13-6 right now.
I know, but
you know, this is the first game, getting adjustments, and everybody's gonna, you know, we get new players on the team, so it's all good.
I heard that this is your third team, and you smacked up everybody in the first 2.
Well, the first year I was undefeated, champion, so nobody's gonna break that record yet, but still, we still got to worry about this game right now.
It is so nice that you're sitting here and can't punch me.
Oh, shut up. I can still punch you.
Avery, I believe it.
Hey, I've been punched by Rick before, and it's not a good feeling. Rick punched me, and Shaq fell on top of me, so which one you think is worse?
That's a tough choice.
But Rick punched, that would be a flagrant 2 foul in you know, in the league today. That was just a common foul.
Different era.
Different era.
Great to see those two guys along for the ride here in 2021. Brandon Rush. And this will go out back to the Ghost Ballers.
I saw the advertisement for Thriller Fest. Are you going to Triller Fest? Triller Fest.
Give me the dates.
Yeah.
I like that in the trailer voice on Triller. Ricky Davis.
I think my son, he'll attend Triller Fest.
The Aliens. Balkman won't go. All right, Davis, Taylor, and Johnson for the Ghost Ballers as Brandon Rush fouls Ricky Davis, and Ronaldo Balkman, along with Andre Owens, out of the timeout in for the Aliens.
Yeah. We thought Rick would make an adjustment there in timeout and sub some guys in, especially it may be a better matchup for Balkman with Johnson, and maybe play Odin if, you know, the Iceman puts Craig Smith in the game.
Pass was behind Johnson, reaching, and the flush from Taylor.
Yeah, Johnson, again, he's been such a threat on that pick and roll.
Rush poked away. Taylor just does a little bit of everything, doesn't he?
Yeah, and in this situation, you can just switch the pick and roll. Just switch. Switch, keep the defense in front of you, the offense in front of you, but those shots are just too easy.
Balkman hit the rim 4 times.
Balkman is similar to Reggie Evans. He really doesn't want to, you know, score the ball outside of a layup.
Andre Owens, Avery, with the nifty step back 3. Rick Mahorn said there's a level of motivation as Taylor can't connect on the 4-point shot. And Johnson could not save it. Owens was the captain 2 years ago with the Aliens, and they drafted him back, but no longer having that captainship, he's got a lot to play for.
Yeah. And I like, you know, that second round pick in 2021 Super Draft.
He made this point earlier when we broadcast the Killer Threes have their entire group back. And for the Aliens, 4 of the 5 were on the team in 2019. Owens couldn't hit it. Issue with the shot clock.
Yeah, shot clock is stuck.
And too invasive. They'll stop play. That's what they call tone on the broadcast. Sound the alarm. It's a big night in Vegas.
Pull the plug. Do something. Disconnect it.
This is just a precursor to a big night. McGregor and Poirier. Garth Brooks is at the Raiders Stadium. Summer in Vegas, post-pandemic, and day one here in the Big Three. You just never know what you're going to get.
And we'll see if the shot clock malfunction is going to lead us to play without a shot clock, or can they get it back working again? We may have to go with the old-fashioned stopwatch.
Maybe throw it in the corner?
Yeah, well, with all of these new cell phone technology, every cell phone has a stopwatch on it, right?
Maybe we get them to count down like opposing fans are doing when the Bucks are playing on the road in the playoffs.
Oh my gosh, you're right. When Giannis gets to the free throw line, wow.
I feel like they count a little too fast. It's maybe 10 versus 12. Brandon Rush able to connect. Ghost Bowlers 15, Aliens 11. Taylor off the screen, one-legged. Johnson, big rebound, and he's fouled.
Late call, but the right call. As long as you get it right. He was fouled, Johnson, on that offensive rebound. All sorts of bad things happen when you give up offensive rebounds. Nice inside position there on Rush.
Chris Johnson, veteran of 71 NBA games out of LSU. Played this past year in Auckland, New Zealand. Long way to go. But if you love basketball, and the players in the Big Three, that's been the real theme throughout these 5 years. Just love to get out there.
Yeah, they play all over the world. Nice pass by Oden.
Ronaldo Balkman with the finish as the Bigs combined for 2.
See, I think they're going to, maybe Coach Mahone will make an adjustment here. It's probably a better matchup for Oden to guard Craig Smith rather than Johnson. Johnson, see, he'll spread him behind the three-point line more.
Owens tried to reach back, but got the wrist. And Craig Smith will shoot a 2-point shot.
So Oden here, Johnson relaxes on defense, and Balkman with a nice cut.
Craig Smith, new to the Ghost Ballers, second year in the Big Three with the Enemies 2 years ago. And Shane Gatson also on for the Ghost Ballers. Owens waiting, three-pointer. Look at Oden fighting. Still loose. Over Johnson, Greg Oden doing it all on the glass.
Yeah, just positive energy. He got off to a slow start. You know, he got the dunk. After his dunk, then he struggled. That's a moving screen on Smith.
3 times off the rim. Oden wants it, and Johnson bites on the foul.
Yeah, nice early sub by Coach Mahorn. Got Oden out. Now he's been re-energized, keeping the ball alive like one of Mahorn's old teammates, Dennis Rodman.
Worm-like into the lane. Two-point Ghost Ballers lead. Gatson to a cutting Johnson. Can't finish, but a foul on Oden. Trying to recover just a little too late.
Yeah, if the game ended right now, you know, we probably wouldn't be any doubt in anybody's mind that Chris Johnson could potentially be the early MVP in this game.
I think that was the third foul on Greg Oden. In the Big Three, if a player reaches 3 personal fouls in the first half, they have to sit the remainder of the half. So Brandon Rush comes in, and Oden head back to the bench here with his team trailing by 2.
And that can definitely hurt the Aliens because they don't have much size on their team outside of Oden.
Chris Johnson converts the 2-point shot. Ghost Ballers 2 years ago finished 4-4. Missed the playoffs on the tiebreaker. When they were good, they were really good. When they struggled, their 4 losses, Avery, were by 13 points or more each time. They can split the difference, get that level of consistency. Could be a different season.
And now the Ghost Ballers, they don't need to take any bad shots. They're in the penalty. The Aliens are in the penalty in terms of having those six fouls.
Brandon Rush, probably the best shooter on the roster for the Aliens. 19-18, Ghost Ballers. Shane Gatson takes Owens off the dribble. Long 2. Johnson fighting again. Craig Smith. Owens clearing it for the Aliens. Iceman wants Ricky Davis. About to check in. Owens, spinorama. Didn't hit the rim. Smith banker, not there. Gatson.
May need a timeout here. If Rush doesn't make this shot, both teams look like they need a timeout.
Gatson left his feet, was fouled.
No. Yeah, he definitely was an active shooting. Nice spin move by Gatson. Last pick, as you alluded to, in 2021 Super Draft.
He last played in the NBL of Canada. This was 7 years ago in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Didn't play in the NBA. Start for Eddie Sutton a couple of years at Oklahoma State. When guys like this get back on this stage, look at Franklin Session 2 years ago at the Killer Threes. It really can change the conversation.
And all they're looking for is an opportunity. They want a chance to show that they can play. And they can play with, you know, some of the best players in the world.
Balkman cleanup, couldn't get it. Gatson driving kick, Craig Smith. Both teams have really hit a dry spell. Smith for Davis. Can't answer.
And Iceman is screaming to Craig Smith, get in the paint.
Oh, come on, bro.
Brown out of control but fouled. Has that type of feel. Just have to find a way even to get to the foul line right now.
Yeah, it's just a struggle for both teams to score. And so Brown just decided, hey, I'm just going to put my head down and try to get to the basket.
George Gervin, his 4th year as Ghost Ballers head coach. 4-time scoring champ in the NBA as Brown gets the 2 points.
One of my favorite posters growing up was the Iceman sitting on ice with 2 basketballs in his hands.
Wow.
On a poster. I had it in my room. It was one of my favorite posters.
Really?
Iceman.
Did you save it?
Yes, I saved it.
Wow.
Just surrounded by ice.
You guys are 2 of the best in Spurs history.
I saw Iceman score, I think it was maybe 50, 60 points in New Orleans, playing against the New Orleans Jazz, against Pistol Pete Maravich.
Shannon Brown, 4-point shot. Those will come, but for now, stays tied at 22. Mike Taylor back in the game for Shane Gatson of the Ghost Ballers. Remember, 1st to 25 gets the game to halftime. Let's see if Brown can do it here. Against Taylor, held up. Denied. Balkman swatted away. Craig Smith can't finish. And it's out of bounds. Whew, walking the tightrope.
Yeah, both teams are struggling to score. You know, you look at Odin, he's done for the first half with the 3 fouls. You know, where does Coach Mahorn go to look for some offense?
Balkman couldn't put in the miss by Davis.
Both teams look a little bit winded here. They just need to gather themselves, and I think both teams are going to enjoy a little quick break during halftime.
Take the 5 minutes and run with it. Rush hounded by Smith. Over the top, Taylor the denial, Davis, and a loose ball foul. It's just taken on a life of its own, the flow here late in the first half.
Yep. And again, a lot of the shots, even that shot that Davis misses here, that's his shot. He's wide open.
Craig Smith with the deck of Balkman. Balkman for the half. Not that time.
No, that was borderline air ball. You know, when guys like Balkman catch the ball out behind the three-point line, shot fake, dribble handoff, dribble at a teammate really hard. Maybe he goes back door, maybe he comes off, he forces, you know, 2 on the ball. But when your strength is, you know, scoring in the paint, you're not much of a three-point shooter, dribble handoff.
Brandon Rush, three-pointer, got it. Rush punctuates a really solid first half, and we've hit the break with the Aliens leading by 1.
And that was all on Balkman. He's not going to get an assist, but he set an unbelievable screen, put the defense in the bind, and now you got the shooter shooting and making shots.
Greg Oden, emphatic slam early on. Aliens by 1 at the break. Close of the 6-pack on opening day of the Big 3 here in Las Vegas.
Boss in the game, Ricky Rose.
If one more label try to stop me, it's gonna be some dreadhead. It's in your lobby. You don't want no problem with me. You don't want no problem with me. Just another day at the pick up on the mail. They gon' channel riding through the streets, they be like they go.
Here in Las Vegas, fight night and opening day in the Big 3. Aliens by 1 at halftime against the Ghost Ballers. Welcome back inside Orleans Arena. Ed Cohen with Avery Johnson. 5 games down, One game left at the break. The Aliens by one. Brandon Rush getting it there with that 3 just before halftime. But the Ghost Ballers, led by Chris Johnson early in this one.
Yeah, you know, Chris Johnson knew he had to represent because, you know, you Joe Johnson, Chris Johnson, you have my last name. You got to show up and show out. He did it a variety of ways, making shots, catching lobs, you know, picking and rolling. You know, he was solid on the defensive end. You know, he's 3 for 3 from the free throw line, no turnovers, 5 rebounds. Just a solid performance by another Johnson.
That's it, Johnson and Johnson. Here in the desert on opening weekend of the Big Three. Avery, we talked about just the excitement being back. Lost a year to the pandemic. Season 4 of the Big Three. 5 years total, going back to the first year in 2017, and just a different feel. A lot of guys are back. So many coaches have returned, but being here in Las Vegas, a couple of weeks in New Orleans, and then wrapping it up down in the Bahamas. The big reward for the winner here this season.
Yeah, just some unbelievable sights for the Big Three here in Vegas, my hometown of New Orleans, and wrapping it up, you know, around Labor Day in the Bahamas.
Well, George Gervin's team down by 1. John Sally right in front of us with the Iceman. John.
Anyway, I'm with Ice. George, your guys look kind of winded, and we trying to put it in the basket. What's the deal?
Well, you know, when you get tired, you don't think. You know, we was in a bonus situation, and we were still shooting jump shots. So we got to get smarter, and you know, and if we get smarter, we can go on and take this win.
All right, we got the win coming, though.
We
got this win coming.
Yeah, I got it.
All right, George Gervin.
Cool as ice. Hey, speaking of Spurs with legendary runs, the Iceman and the Little General.
Now you see the difference in that scoring average. you see that difference.
You got the title.
Yeah, I got the title. That's true. But hey, Iceman, man, different guy, man. This guy was an unbelievable scorer, mid-range. He just finger roll you around the basket. They had the 6'8" guard. Wow.
You know, the Spurs have the titles, but of the guys who have had their numbers retired, you guys have the nicknames too. Iceman, the Admiral, the Big Fundamental, the Little General.
The Ninja, Sean Elliott.
There you go. Pop's easy.
Yeah, that's easy, yeah.
Mike Taylor, that's a shot. And the Ghost Ballers reclaim the lead.
You know, when he started the game off, Mike Taylor makes the first basket, you know, for the Ghost Ballers, and now he's back at it again to start the second half, so.
Oden sets up and finishes. Greg Oden with 6 points, and you made the note that he had to leave the game with 3 fouls in the first half. Mike Taylor, another one, and the little stare down of Rick Mahorn's bench.
He stared down, then he had to smile because he was thinking, after this game, I don't want Coach Mahorn to look me up, you know, near the team bus.
Rush on the setup from Oden. Over the top. Oden too much. And Taylor just all over the place on defense.
Yeah, but in that situation, that's the one where Oden, you know, teammate is open in the corner. You know, you got to find Andre Owens in that situation.
Brandon Rush. Oden guides it through.
Now, we know Oden's can offensive rebound, score inside, but he's really developed that little 10-foot jumper on the baseline.
Tie game at 29. Taylor.
Nice pass.
Johnson caught it, but he was out of bounds.
Yeah. But when your defense breaks down and you allow big men to get released on the glass, Oden did his work early. That's what we talk about in the game of basketball. Do your work early.
Rush, tough shot. Owens chasing Taylor. Flips it up and flips it in off the window.
Now Taylor's come out, you know, with that look in his eye where he wants to be aggressive. He's gotten, you know, Ghost Ballers off to a good start here in the second half. That's why they have a 2-point lead.
Alley-oop, and Owens airmails Oden, but to your point, Taylor with the first 7 points since the break for the Ghost Ballers.
There goes that man. Johnson again.
Johnson stealing from Jackson there.
Yeah.
Owens fadeaway three. Ball was kicked off the shin of Johnson.
That was close. That looked like that went off of Oden. But good job by the refs in that situation.
Close of the 6 games today. Owens trying to set up Oden. He does again. Didn't hit the rim. Taylor alert with the finish.
Taylor, man, this guy, you know, look at him. He's everywhere. He's driving. He's making his outside shot. Very aware of what the rules are. He's baiting Andre Owens into shooting an outside shot. He's talking trash.
Taylor kept the dribble going, back on his feet.
Wow.
Crossover. Sets up Johnson. 4-3 to beat the 14. And Mike Taylor carving up the Aliens, playing on another planet, and a timeout from the Aliens.
Yeah, that's going to be on the Big 3 highlights all season, that play. That looked like a Curly Neal, Harlem Globetrotters dribbling exhibition, and then he found Johnson for a wide open shot. Way to go, Mike Taylor.
My name is Michael Hunter. You know, it's like every cell in my body says that I'm a fighter. Somebody that just pushes to win every day.
One false move, you a goner.
What it means to me to be heavyweight champion of the world is something very significant to me, my family. Just to bring it back home, and I have a great chance on doing this.
This ain't for the leases.
It's only a matter of time.
Sneakers, put her on the blacklist. I'm like.
Biggest boss in the game, Ricky Rose.
The energy and shooting of Mike Taylor on full display in Las Vegas.
Yeah, Mike, you know, catch and shoot from behind the three-point line. Look at the rotation on the ball, man. He's just feeling it. We all know he can break down the defense. If you reach, he's going to teach. Nice short lob pass to Johnson. But man, this Mike Taylor's just playing with a high level of confidence.
Over to John Sally with Mike Taylor.
Mike Taylor, we're sitting here, beautiful socks.
Well, thank you. Just doing something to compliment the shows.
We was talking about, you know, really old Harlem Globetrotter. You just went on the grounds, but I know you only did it because you wanted us to see your socks.
Yeah, you know, just to get a little bit more camera time, whatever it takes, baby. We got to close this thing out, though. 12 more points to game.
12 more points a game. You got it. All right, keep on, baby.
All right, guys, Avery, he's fun to watch, has a great spirit about him, one of the real stars of the modern day Big Three.
Yeah, and he's a great example of, hey, wherever you are, if you are good enough, the big three, we will find you. We scout everywhere.
Played just one NBA season, but to put it in perspective, Mike Taylor on the big stage scored 35 points against the Knicks in that year in 2009 at Madison Square Garden. That's big-time stuff.
Yeah, you know a lot about Madison Square Garden, Ed.
Brings out the best in so many guys.
Look at the hustle. You want to tell me Andre Owens doesn't want to win this game? You know, his team is down. He's getting on the floor, and Mike Taylor's not giving in. He said, I'm going down with the ship with you.
They'll talk it over. Ball will be put on the side here with the Ghost Ballers leading 38-29.
That ball didn't look like it was clearly off Mike Taylor. They could have gone to replay on it.
So for the Aliens, Brandon Rush with Owens and Balkman, Ricky Davis, Mike Taylor, Chris Johnson. For the Ghost Ballers, Taylor the swipe, kept it in bounds, hit the rim, Balkman no, Johnson with the rebound. Taylor, the switch, the jumper, in and out.
It'll be interesting to see how long Coach Mahorn leaves Odin on the bench.
Johnson open.
Now this is similar to what happened in the first half. Both teams got stuck and went ice cold on offense.
Rick Mahorn, year 4's head coach in the Big Three, mentioned with his third team, first trilogy, later the Enemies, and now with the Aliens.
Yeah, we only have one team foul between both teams.
By the way, Ricky Davis still scoreless. Rush was short, and Davis couldn't keep it in bounds.
Yeah, even though he's scoreless, you know, other guys have picked up the slack, and one of those guys is Mike Taylor. You know, Chris Johnson obviously had a really good first half with 12 points in the first half. He's cooled off a little bit.
Balkman able to save the inbounds. Balkman the roll. Extra feed. Shannon Brown.
Double dribble.
Yep. Caught on his thigh.
Yep. Double dribble in that situation. Probably, you know, in a situation like that, shoot the first shot. Just catch it and shoot it.
The Aliens last year, rather 2 years ago, last season, 3-5 expansion year. And essentially intact. They added Balkman as Taylor's bumped. Mike Taylor from Milwaukee. Remember 2 years ago, Big Three had a stop in Chicago and then Milwaukee. Gave him a chance to go back to his hometown, held a lot of events for kids in and around the city.
I was really impressed, you know, during the season, whether it's Milwaukee, Dallas. We had 17 or 18,000 fans in Memphis. That was amazing.
The Big Three ball out.
Yeah.
There was 12 teams, 6 games, and now we have that every week, just about here in 2021. Taylor picks up the foul here.
But next weekend we go back to Saturday, Sunday.
Yes.
3 games each day, and fortunately I feel blessed that I'm going to be with you on Saturday.
I apologize in advance. Only kidding. It's a great slate nonetheless, and I know something you're really excited about this year is the Big Three spending 3 weekends in New Orleans.
Yeah, it's going to do so much for my hometown and the community.
Oh, nifty move on the baseline. Shannon Brown pulls the Aliens within 7.
Yep, this game, as I said earlier, I thought this game would go down to the wire, and a couple of more baskets or steals from the Aliens.
Balkman the latest steal. Owens a step back. Brown fighting, but Johnson has been so key on the glass for the Ghost Ballers. Taylor off the dribble. Owens couldn't haul it in.
Nice steal by Brown. Converted it. You know, short shot on the corner. Probably a foul here on Craig Smith, right? Wow.
Owens. Craig Smith, 6'7". Ricky Davis answers. He's on the board.
He's on the board. He must have heard what you were saying there. Where's Ricky Davis? He's been a no-show. Step up, Ricky.
2018 led the big three in total points. Brown the cut. Offloads. Owens got it.
Nice.
Andre Owens.
Yeah, nice touch pass by Brown, but it was all set up by his back cut. Forced the defense to shift.
Taylor is balking where he wants him to Smith. And Brown with the hard foul against Craig Smith. Get a 2-point shot.
That's what I love about the big three. Nothing easy.
Yeah.
In no situation. Guys, you gotta earn it.
This guy earned it. 6 years in the NBA. From the famed Fairfax High School at the corner of Melrose and Fairfax in Los Angeles. Product of Al Skinner's teams with Boston College. They were tough. Ghost Ballers right now sitting on a 42-35 lead. Timeout, Rick Mahorn entering the key moments of the final game today in Las Vegas.
Yeah, Aliens, they have one more big push here. So it'd be interesting, you know, Mahorn coaching his team, and what is he drawing up in the timeout? What are they talking about?
Next week's schedule here in the Big Three begins on Saturday, 2 Eastern on CBS, Three-Headed Monsters and Trilogy, followed by the Triplets and Power. Both of those teams winners today. And then Triller and FITE TV, Three's Company, and the Killer Threes to round out the Saturday slate. And the next day on Sunday, Ghost Ballers kick things off against the enemies. Reggie Theus and Bivouac against Dr. J's Tri-State. And the Ball Hogs, a winner today, will face the Aliens here at Orleans Arena. Big weekend.
Big weekend.
Week 2.
And I know a little bit about CBS.
Yes, you do. Back on the eye.
Yes.
Greg Oden.
Ice Cube talked about it in the pregame show with Brian Custer and Jimmy Jackson about the partnerships with network partners. You know, it's very important. And we have a really strong celebration of partners, TV partners, and it's just going to continue to help the league to grow.
Avery, it's family, no doubt about it. By the way, Mike Taylor, that was a terrific defensive play. And able to set up Smith for the bucket. A wet spot where Taylor fell down. Let's take another look.
Wow. Great hustle.
This is the second season of the CBS Big Three partnership. Ice Cube has talked about 5 years, 4 seasons now of the Big Three, and still, this isn't the end. It's just the beginning. Brown over Smith. And Craig Smith with the contact. Shannon Brown gets a 2-point shot.
You know, there's such a good thing as good fouls, bad fouls. Actually, there are some good turnovers where a player's heart in the right place. You know, he just wasn't able to connect, but he was trying to make the right play. But a foul like that, that's a bad foul. You know, that's contested shot. You know, you have a lead. You don't want the fouls to continue to add up and send the Aliens to the free throw line.
Get 2 points on that shot, but Taylor has been the guy who's answered the bell at every turn since the break.
But I got a feeling Ricky Davis has another bucket or two in him to take some pressure off of Mike Taylor. We'll see.
Point game for the Ghost Ballers. Can the Aliens come back? No call. Hit the official, stayed in bounds, and Taylor with the incidental contact against Owens.
That was almost like a Trey Young situation when he stepped on the official's foot in that last series against the Bucks. And
yeah.
That almost happened with Andre Owens on the sideline.
Scary situation.
Yeah.
Taylor staying over the screen against Rush. Rush forced him with a two-point shot. Balkman cleaning it up.
But you notice Balkman is not looking to shoot a three anymore. He's handing the ball off, rolling, and that's where they get.
They can win it with a four-point shot. Smith was a tipped, lost the handle.
But if they're going to go for the four, it's got to be Ricky Davis or Mike Taylor. You putting Craig Smith in a bad position, you know, with him being that four out on the floor.
Avery, Craig Smith made one three-pointer in his NBA career. Did make one. And they'll review here on a big out-of-bounds play to see who touched it last.
Looked like it went off of Craig Smith.
And really a matter, Avery, you mentioned it, did it get his right hand at any point?
Yeah, at the end. If it's a little bit of a longer review, so they have to look at it a couple of times.
Call confirmed. Aliens get the basketball.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They got it right. That's all you want to do is get it right.
Owens, Balkman, Brandon Rush in for the Aliens. Rush gets free. In and out.
Foul on Smith.
You can see the frustration building. George Gervin does have Chris Johnson if he needs him.
Don't worry about that.
And Smith has to be careful and not get a technical foul. Here comes Johnson.
Rush lost it. Taylor.
Charge.
Contact against Balkman.
Charge on Mike Taylor. Just a little sloppy here, you know, both offensively and defensively from the Ghost Ballers. Now you get another scorer in the game with Johnson. Somebody that if he's left wide open can make an outside shot. But you got to be really, you know, this is where leadership from your team comes into play. So if I'm looking at the Ghost Ballers, you know, Mike Taylor, you're a leader on this team. Ricky Davis is a leader. You got to keep it together. You're trying to protect the, you know, at this point, a 7-point lead. The worst thing you need is a, you know, an offensive charge.
Open the door.
Right. Yeah, open the door, you know.
One shot for 2 points. So that gets the roll. And all of a sudden it's 46-41. And the Aliens maintain the possession. Crazier things have happened.
And the Ghost Ballers have 16 fouls.
Rush steps into a three. In a race for it, tipped it to Owens. Blocked away by Johnson. Balkman traveled. Yes, he did. Again, you talked about this as we take another look at the violation.
Yeah. Right here, if Balkman can just feel two guys are on him. Owens was wide open in the corner, missed opportunity, but they'll get it better.
Taylor goes baseline, reverse, No, tipped. Owens is there. Rush waiting. Corner. 3. Batted around. Owens. Here's Rush. Into the paint. Teardrop. Balkman cleaning it up.
Got away with one
Johnson
right
was
there on
out.
Balkman. Or did they call it? Got away with one. That was a push. Got Johnson right in the back.
Taylor lost it. Balkman, Owens, Davis with the board. Missed opportunities. Poked away, and before the shot, there's a foul on Owens going for the steal.
Hey, but right now, Johnson, you know, he was resting on the bench for a couple of minutes. Man, he got to be ready to play when you come in the game. You know, he came back in the game and he's not ready. You know, turn the ball over or can't catch the ball, you got to be ready to go. The coach puts you in the game. So right here, you know, you got to get your hands ready.
Right now, you look at the Ghost Ballers. Avery, they've been sitting on 46 for a while. Good angle there on the foul. Charge to Owens. When you get to 46, you can end the game with a 4-point shot. It's so enticing, but you can't settle. You have to do something to set up a good look. And right now, getting to the finish line, that's the challenge for the Ghost Ballers.
Yeah, you definitely can't settle. You got to be smart. And also think about, you know, what's one or two of our really cute plays that's worked early in the game that we need to maybe go back to. It could be some sort of a flare screen, slip a pick and roll, it may be a post up, force a switch to get the matchup that you want.
Before the inbounds, Owens. Foul against Ricky Davis.
That was an easy call.
Still point game for the Ghost Ballers.
Yeah, they're just trying to get Davis coming off of a screen here from Johnson. There it is.
Davis.
They're live.
Johnson with the slam, and they're 2 points away.
So now, you know, once the Ghost Ballers are on offense again, everything is in play. 4-point shot, 3-point shot, 2-point shot, just whatever's there, but this probably will not be a 4.
Owens has Balkman posting up, contact, layup's good as Taylor went flying. But here we go.
Here it is.
This here.
Yep.
Johnson against Balkman. Taylor gets free against Balkman. Gets the
wide
rebound.
open.
Davis.
Ricky Davis.
Ball game.
Ball game. That's what we talked about. Ricky Davis is going to have an impact on this game at the end of the game. He struggled all game, but he's come up with 5 points here in the last couple of baskets for the Ghost Ballers, and it's not how you start, it's how you finish. What have you done for me lately?
Avery, captain, takes it home for the Ghost Ballers.
But it was set up by the pass and hustle of Mike Davis. Mike Davis, his energy was infectious all game long. And Ricky Davis, that's like target practice for him.
So the Ghost Ballers, opening game here in 2021, victorious, closing out the 6 here on day 1 of the Big 3 season. Some big performances from some Big 3 veterans, Ricky Davis, and certainly from some newcomers, guys like Leandro Barbosa of the Ball Hogs, Jared Jack of Trilogy. Ghost Ballers 1-0, Aliens fall to 0-1. John Sally with the captain, Ricky Davis.
Captain, let me just say, you did an unbelievable non-scoring today so your teammates can get their head mentally into the game. Was that your game plan?
My game was just come out and, take it as it comes. It's been a couple years off, so as long as we can get these young fellas going, by next week we can get our rhythm with the team and pull out some W's.
Isn't it amazing that when you stay away from the game, it seemed like I'd stayed away 3 years and came back, and I wasn't able to dunk until my 10th month.
It's tough. It feels like you're stuck in mud.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a challenge. So, for these guys to get up and us still be able to move, man, it's just a blessing.
All right, brother.
Yes,
Good
sir,
job.
man.
All right, Captain.
For sure.
Good seeing you.
Next week.
All right. Back to you guys. What a day.
It was a great day. Thank you, John Sally. Ricky Davis and the Ghost Ballers standing tall against the Aliens here in Las Vegas. So wrap up a big day one of the Big 3 season after this on Triller.